here. But then they really want to know, what are we going to do? What is there to do here? Remember, students and children, they can take a cardboard box and they can make it interesting. So let's go on to, what is engagement? Engagement in the classroom falls within 3 categories. So you're looking, one, at the behavioral category. How are students behaving? What is their engagement? Are their feet planted on the floor? Are they sitting at their desk? Are they able to focus on you? Or are they distracted and talking and looking for other things to do? 2, cognitively, are they mentally engaged? Are they interacting with the lesson? Are they raising their hands? Are they talking to each other? You can create these situations to create engagement where you have them working peer-to-peer, or the content is that they're reading into their laptop, or their iPad, but you can create engagement, but you are designing to create this engagement. Or is your teaching, are you teaching in a way that you are creating engagement? You are creating an interaction by using multimedia, by creating a lesson plan that allows you to interact with them, throwing a ball and then they have to catch it. And is it effective? So when you go to the assessment, they could have their feet flat on the floor, they could be looking at you, they could be laughing, you could be entertaining them, you could have put on a Puff the Magic Dragon costume and done an entire Reader's Theater, and they could have looked very engaged, but was it effective? When you gave them a test, did they learn what you wanted them to learn? Were they able to create a project of their own? Did they effectively learn to use the technology? Did they effectively learn to behave? So it's not just that these things are happening, that they are engaging, but was the engaging effective? And when we move on to this, when we're engaging, what we want to look at is integrating theater, music, visual arts, dance, digital media to engage students and teaching teachers how to be effective communicators. So in this, we want to think in digital media also technology, right? Not just the idea of digital media, but also integrated technology. Can the teacher's presentation make students more engaged in learning? This is always the question. If I'm a teacher, how do I engage them? 1 year I have a class, I really like that class. I get along with them. They're more engaged with me. Our personalities are more connected. But can I create a classroom where the way I present is intrinsically engaging? How about the tools they use? Do they have computers, iPads, books, pencils, even their desks? What are the tools that students are using? So, is the presentation for students helping them engage? Are the tools that they use helping them engage? Is that true or false? So when we look at this, what do we see? We might see students pushing at each other, but we see students coming from different directions and knowing that learning can be difficult. How do we keep students engaged? How do we keep them with this huge rock, pushing at that rock, knowing that someday they will actually be able to move it? That's the job of a teacher. And when a student's engagement effective, how can using technology, and what does it look like? So this is from Robin Hood Learning, and they actually work with Facilitate Learning for them. So I want to go ahead and show this to you so you can see what it means to help students effectively engage, even students that might not usually want to engage, how technology has actually helped them learn.
And it gives real experiences to better help them to manage their time, to collaborate with peers, while at the same time showing true academic advancement in reading and writing.
For your reread today, you have 3 options. You can do a solo read and read by yourself. You can buddy read with a partner, or you can listen and read on the Chromebook.
Students do best when we make a tailored program that meets their unique needs, and that's their unique social emotional needs, behavioral needs, as well as unique academic needs.
Everybody has a different brain, right? They're not all the same thing.
It's tailored to them. So it's no longer we're all sitting here, we're all doing one thing. It's we all have the same goal, but the way you get there may not be the same way that I get there, and I have a choice.
The student engagement, my kids, most of them are so excited. Like just being on the computer, sometimes it's like, I don't know if they realize how much work they're doing.
They like the fact that they're kind of more independent. They feel grown.
At the end of all the research and stations, we make a project where you gather all your research and information and you present it in front of the class.
It's really fun because you get to do all these different types of stuff. Like, for example, my group, we're building like little toys with clay, and we're gonna build a temple, and then we're gonna do an eye movement, and then we're gonna present it on the smartboard like we could present it to the class.
It really teaches them, like, do what you like and do it well, but you're learning all while doing that and integrating all of these other skills that we need to be successful.
The long nights, the research, it is well worth it because in the end, you see the students taking ownership of their learning, which at the end of the day is our goal, because when they leave elementary or when they leave high school and they go off into the real world, you have to make decisions for yourself.
Something that I was looking for internally was that student ownership piece. I didn't want our children to walk out of our campus without understanding that they had a lot of power. At the perfect time, I was able to learn about the Robin Hood Learning and Technology Fund, which allowed us to connect with TNTP.
TNTP is a full-service consulting firm that partners with districts, schools, charter networks to help them improve student learning experiences.
Haven Academy and Concourse Village Elementary School. They both were unique opportunities to test out what might the combination of knowledge-based literacy instruction and personalized learning make possible for students.
They give her more of a voice. As they started doing the station teaching and blended learning, she has become this outspoken little girl, and she's also into like writing her own stories. So she takes my laptop and she types away.
I like writing scary stories and confident stories that make kids confident.
If you really want to be inspired for the potential of K-12 education, go to visit Concourse Village, go to visit Haven Academy. You've got incredible leaders, incredible educators doing work, and it is profoundly important work for New York City and really for the country, because they are serving a group of kids who in most systems around the country would be written off. And what they are proving every single day is that the variable in student success is not student potential, it's the experiences we provide for them.
I would hope that they leave here knowing they're special. And even if they don't always have somebody on their side, they have themselves.
So we just learned about student engagement and different elements that are used to create student engagement. In the next two areas of this concept dealt, you'll be learning about what it is for students to learn, or what it means to learn, and as well as teaching and some thoughts about what teaching means. So we'll go ahead and close this up with asking you the question, what does it mean when students are truly engaged? Is it something that you can create using tools, or is it a way that students are interacting with the lesson and design that you've created that creates effective engagement? And I challenge you to take a moment and think about what a time when your students in your class were truly engaged, or when you were in a class where you as a student felt truly engaged. And did the teacher do, or did you do, that created that effective engagement? And what did it mean to you or your students to be engaged? What did it look like? What did it feel like? What did it sound like? All right, thanks for listening.